guys, Mr. Fluffy Pants here. Today guys, another video. Today guys, I'm going to try out something new. I've never done one of these before, but I'm going to be doing a MCU tier list, which is including all 23 MCU movies. And, a lot of people probably won't agree with this list. Some people will, but I guess let's just go and get started. So first up right here, we have Ant-Man, which, I might rearrange some of these later, but Ant-Man is probably one of my favorite origin movies, so I really love Ant-Man. Paul Rudd is awesome in the movie. I love Michael Douglas, and I even really like Yellow Jacket in the movie, to be completely honest. So, you know what, I'm going to put Ant-Man right at B. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I actually think is a superior sequel. I absolutely love it. I don't care that it's smaller in scale. I really love it. I love Ghost and Black Goliath in the movie. The implications for Endgame was great in the movie. I just feel like it was kind of overshadowed by Endgame or whatever. But like I said, I really enjoy this movie, so I'm gonna put that in A. Really unpopular right there, probably, but. Next up, we have Avengers Age of Ultron, which is, I do like it better than the actual original Avengers, which, will come later. But Avengers Age of Ultron, I love Ultron in it. And, Sokovia is a pretty big event in the movie, or in the MCU, really, because, it's a kind of a catalyst for things later. Just overall, really fun movie. I really enjoy, some of the action scenes in the movie and stuff. I know a lot of people said, it feels like it feels incomplete, but it's really the first of the three-part Infinity War, movies, I say. So, I'm gonna put that in B tier. Next up, we got Avengers Endgame, probably the biggest movie of all time. If you guys have been watching for the channel for a while, I absolutely love this movie. That third act is just absolutely spectacular. So, I mean, that's got to go in S tier, right? Yeah. Okay, so next up we got Infinity War, which is, a really good movie. I love this movie. The only part of the movie I do not really like is the whole part where Thanos has the reality stone on nowhere. I don't know. I feel like that part of the movie just really just bores me, to be honest. Like, I just do not like that part whatsoever. But other than that, it's an absolutely spectacular movie, so we're gonna put that in S. Okay, next up we got Black Panther. I feel like it's a little overrated, but it's still a good movie. Killmonger's a great villain, but Ulysses S. Claw is absolutely spectacular. I love him so much, but that third act, CGI is not that good. A lot of people talked about that before, but, I still really like this movie, so I'm going to put this movie in B. Okay, Captain America Civil War. Absolutely spectacular movie. I mean, that airport battle is great. The implications for later movies like Infinity War. If it wasn't for, this Civil War, there would not be, they would have won against Thanos, really. But, and then Baron Zemo is easily one of the best MCU villains, in my opinion. So, you know what? We're going to go ahead and put Civil War in S tier. Captain America the First Avenger. I really like Red Skull as a villain, especially his return in Infinity War and Endgame. But the first Captain America movie is not really a movie I find myself going back and watching a lot, so I'm gonna put this one in C tier. Not the worst though. Okay, guys, continuing our list here, we got Captain America the Winter Soldier, which is, widely considered the best MCU movie, or at least it was for years until, Infinity War and Endgame came out. And it's such an entertaining movie. Like, I love the Triskelion, and this also has big implications for the rest of the MCU, with S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, uh, being taken over by Hydra, and pretty much after this, Shield is not really a thing anymore. And I love Captain America in this movie, and the return of Bucky, it's just so good. That third act and all, it's just so good. The way the action and everything, the spy thriller and everything's just weaved together. Definitely going into S tier. Okay, next up we have Captain Marvel, which is probably the most divisive movie on this list. I really like this movie, actually, a lot more than most people, but it does seem like lately, a lot more people are just saying, like, yeah, I actually really like that movie. Whenever it first came out, all we heard was negative, but, it's got some really fun stuff in there, like, Brie Larson, she's not the best at some in acting or portraying the character at some points, but I don't care. I actually love this movie. Like the scrolls, and the main thing I love about this movie is the world building of the Kree and all. But the scrolls are such a good twist that they're actually good, which I actually did call. But I really overall enjoy this movie. Like I really like it, so I'm gonna put this in B tier. And it's probably a lot of movies gonna be in B tier, but next up, we have Doctor Strange, the first one. We'll be getting a sequel soon, but this is such a great origin movie. Caecilius is definitely one of the more forgettable villains, but just the CGI and Dormammu is really great, and I do love the wizarding world building, but in later films we really get to see just the extent of his power. Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Endgame, but this is definitely the stepping off stone. And Doctor Strange is definitely a really great origin movie. So you know what? I'm actually gonna put this in A tier, just because based off the way they introduced such an out there character. Next up, we got Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, which a lot of people, if you've been watching my channel, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's still a really good movie. The jokes are funny and all, but I don't know, it just kind of seems like it's not very colorful of a movie for, to be out in space and all, but the Awesome Mix Volume 1 is great. Ronan, he's a alright villain. He does return to Captain Marvel, but the final battle on Xandar is, actually pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't know, it's just like I don't really feel the love that a lot of other people feel for this movie. I mean, I just don't know. It's still a good and very, very entertaining movie, but yeah, I'm probably gonna just put this in either C or B. I'm just gonna put it in C tier with Captain America. Okay, next up we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I absolutely love this movie. This movie is probably my favorite. That's not a ensemble film. Like I absolutely love this movie. I love Ego the Living Planet. Such a great villain. I love him so much. And this movie's probably got the most heart out of any MCU movie, to be honest. Like Yondu's death is such a powerful moment. How Rocket realizes, he's not that much different from Yondu. I absolutely love that. And, his funeral scene is absolutely beautiful. I just love every second of this movie. And, the new soundtrack and all is really good. So, you know what? I'm putting this in S tier. Yep, there we go. Okay, next up we have the very first Iron Man, which kicked off the MCU. The first Iron Man is absolutely great. It's a really good origin movie. Yes, I don't really know what else to say, but Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark is great. I love his whole escape from the cave scene is really good. I don't know. There's just not really much to say because it is kind of basic, but I also love that basicity or whatever. I don't know. Like it's really good though. They did recast War Machine later, but just really entertaining overall though. So what? I'm gonna put this in A tier. Okay, next up is Iron Man 2, which, a lot of people do not like or say it's one of their least favorites, but I remember back in the day, though, I really enjoyed that movie, but, the more movies that come out, I don't know, I just really kind of fell out of love with this movie, so, Whiplash, he's alright, I guess, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but I don't really, not too fond of this movie, so I'm just gonna put that in D tier. And also just kind of fill out my list a little bit. Next up, we got Iron Man 3, which is, it does have a soft spot for me because this is the first MCU movie I saw in theaters. I really love, the all the armors coming out of the end, and Aldrich Killian, I actually really like him as a villain. The kid in the movie is funny, him and Tony's dynamic and all. Overall, though, and plus it's a Christmas movie, yeah, I mean, you gotta love Iron Man 3, so I'm putting that in B tier. Next up is we're gonna do Homecoming first. Spider-Man Homecoming. Ooh, such a good movie. I love this movie so much. It is the first MCU solo Spider-Man movie, which was kind of boosted by Iron Man, but he's not really in the movie that much. Michael Keaton's the Vulture is definitely one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. I love his suit so much. This movie really is more of a, I guess, Peter Parker movie, even more of a Spider-Man movie, because it really deals with Peter Parker's character itself. Just really good the way they introduced him into the MCU, so I'm putting that in A tier. And next up is Far From Home, which is, my favorite live action Spider-Man movie. I love Mysterio. He is awesome. I love the elemental fights, even though, they're not really real. And, the whole tying it in with the barf technology and the drones and everything was just so ingenious. Like, I love that so much. This is definitely S tier. I love this movie so much. Next up is the first Avengers movie. I'm not too fond of this movie. Don't get me wrong, it can be fun, just kind of entertaining, but compared to all these other movies, like, I'm just going to put this in D tier. I know a lot of people are probably going to be mad. The Incredible Hulk, have not watched it, but from what I've seen, do not like it. The first Thor movie, it's alright. I guess we'll put that in, there's not really much to say right there. I remember watching it on Netflix, like, probably years and years ago. And, it was alright. Haven't really watched it since then, though. Thor the Dark World, it can be fun at some points. That score is kick ass, though. And I do love that whole, the invisible ship in Asgard. That actually is pretty cool. And then the very last one is Thor Ragnarok. I absolutely love this movie along with a lot of other people. So we're going to put that in S tier because, it's hilarious. I love Hela as a villain. And, seeing Hulk come back in that gladiator fight is just absolutely the bomb. Like, I love it so much. And, the final fight in Asgard is awesome. You even got Led Zeppelin there. Like, how could you not? But anyway, guys, this is my complete tier list. I don't think I'm gonna move anything around because I am pretty happy with this. Except for maybe Homecoming, I might move that up the S tier. Yeah, I'll just leave it. But probably really unpopular opinions here and there. But some of the opinions are probably the same with a lot of us. But I love the MCU and a lot of the movies in it. But I might do some more of these, with some other franchises. But as of right now, this is something new I'm trying. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But anyway, guys, check out my Twitter and Discord link in the description. Like and subscribe for more. Check out some of their videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.